No, stop.
Okay, I'm just telling you, I don't have nothing.
Back up now! Get back! I'm in my house for drag. Come out! Be easy with her, easy.
He said he f***ed you, okay, as a subordinate. Okay, let's go.
Breathe in real big. Keep going.
To a 0.36%, 4.5 times over the legal limit.
Time? No? Okay, we'll help you. Come on.
The officers are willing to help you, so I said.
Welcome back. In this video, we dive into the dramatic story of the Karens as they face ultimate karma for their irrational behavior. Watch as their actions come back to haunt them in the most unexpected and painful way. Imagine you're driving down the highway, everything seems normal, and then suddenly your day takes a turn for the worse. That's exactly what happened during a recent traffic stop, which quickly escalated into a chaotic, intense confrontation. Our story begins on a busy Florida freeway on August 10, 2024, where a driver traveling with her young child and another passenger finds herself caught in a tense situation. The driver, clearly stressed, had just been released from prison and was traveling from Florida to Alabama. The trip was supposed to be a simple one, but it quickly took a turn for the worse. As the car continued its journey, it was pulled over by a police car. The driver, already stressed, had a child in the back seat and was nervous about interacting with the officers. This concern quickly turned to confusion and frustration as the situation began to escalate.
Let me see your hands! Hands! Out the window!
I got a kid in here. Be careful. I have a kid in the back seat. No, don't grab me. Don't grab me. Don't grab. What are you grabbing me for? What? No, I did not. I pulled over. Okay. I'm not hiding from you. I just got out of jail. I'm not hiding from nobody.
I didn't say you were hiding.
Okay.
The driver's frustration was palpable. She continued to express her feelings of unfairness and accused the officers of not understanding her situation. The more she tried to explain, the more it seemed as if the officers were more focused on their investigation than her testimony. As the situation came to a head, the driver was informed that she was being detained. The officers' explanations did not help her calm down, leading to a heated argument. The driver repeatedly questioned the legality of her arrest, insisting she had done nothing wrong. The confrontation between the driver and the police was tense. Despite repeated attempts to resolve the situation amicably, the driver's frustration continued to escalate. She demanded answers and tried to reason with the officers, but the communication breakdown only added to her distress.
Not right now, no.
Can I just stay?
If you'll stand right
Okay.
there. Okay, what happened?
You are treating me like I'm the victim.
You're not.
You're treating me like I'm the problem here.
No, you're the victim.
Was he not? Was he not treating me like I'm the fucking?
No, stop.
Okay, I'm just telling you. I don't have.
The situation reached a boiling point when Karen took off her pants and demanded that the police perform lewd acts on her so that she could escape arrest. To make matters worse, she immediately climbed into the car to escape, and upon being arrested, she acted provocatively and defiantly towards the police.
Do I have a right to
No. Get on the ground.
When the situation completely got out of control, the officers were forced to arrest her. The police's explanations did not help her calm down, leading to a heated argument. The driver repeatedly questioned the legality of her arrest, insisting she had done nothing wrong. And by the time the stop was over, the driver felt frustrated and defeated. Her original goal of driving to Alabama had turned into a confusing and confrontational ordeal. For their part, the officers continued their investigation while ensuring the safety of the driver and others on the road.
He gone. Good luck. Get my phone out of the front and hand it to me. Don't worry about these cops. Send me my phone.
In Florida statutes, Chapter 316.1935 states that fleeing a police officer is a felony. Under this section, if a driver intentionally flees a police officer, it is a crime and can be severely punished. Her act of fleeing a police officer put her in violation of this section. Given Karen's situation, she could be prosecuted with a fine or a short jail sentence. Being resisting a peace officer is defined in Florida statutes, Chapter 843.02. This statute refers to the crime of resisting a police officer with or without violence. Resisting with violence includes actively resisting or obstructing a police officer with force. while resisting without violence refers to nonviolent obstruction. Karen's actions, including her attempts to resist being handcuffed and obstructing arrest, put her in violation of this law. The charge of resisting arrest could result in jail time and fines, depending on the severity of the situation. This is certainly not good news for Karen, who has just been released from prison. Let's get to the next case when things getting out of control. The story begins with a call to the Baltimore County Police Department on January 29th, 2022, reporting a disturbance involving a knife. The call was placed from the block of Western Wind Circle, a residential area in Pikesville 21244. While the nature of the call indicated a potentially dangerous situation as knives were involved, the footage captures officers attempting to assess the situation and determine the nature of the disturbance. They encounter a 76-year-old woman who is central to the ongoing incident. Her demeanor and actions significantly contributed to the escalation of the incident. The footage provides a detailed account of how the disturbance escalated. The elderly woman, identified as the primary individual involved, exhibited behavior that led officers to consider her actions to be disruptive. The exact nature of her behavior is not always clear in the footage, but it is clear that her actions were considered obstructive and disruptive. The first tool deployed is pepper spray, which is used to subdue the woman and force her to comply. The use of pepper spray is a common non-lethal measure used by law enforcement to manage aggressive or non-compliant individuals. However, pepper spray does not immediately resolve the situation. The footage shows the woman continuing to resist, prompting officers to escalate their response. A taser is then deployed. The use of a taser is typically a response to situations where other non-lethal methods have failed and the individual poses a significant risk to themselves or others.
No,
she's in the house. I don't want any confrontations. She's under arrest. She's lawfully under arrest.
Close the door.
Do not. Stop.
Sir.
Time to start me some.
Now! Get back!
Fuck me, Jesus fucking Christ.
Ah, my foot is in the fucking door, you idiot!
And I can't deal with it.
We're just like,
Come in.
come out the house now. Get out the house now.
Hey, guard, I slammed her for the taser. Can you please get the taser? Thank you.
Fuck me.
Get your hands behind your back. Get out the house now. Put your hands behind your back. Interlock your fingers. Interlock your fingers now.
Come in.
You understand basic English? Interlock your fingers now.
Push me out of the house. They both assaulted me. And, yeah. Does she have a probe in her?
Yeah, it looks like it might be one.
Where's the probe?
I need to go with my mommy.
Despite the use of pepper spray and a taser, the woman continues to resist. The footage captures a struggle as officers attempt to arrest her. The interaction becomes increasingly chaotic, with the officers' voices and commands reflecting their frustration and the severity of the situation. The arrest itself is marked by physical confrontation. The elderly woman is seen being physically handled by officers, and the situation becomes more tense as she is taken into custody. The footage highlights the challenges officers face when dealing with such tense encounters, especially with older people who may be more physically vulnerable. Following the arrest, officers are seen dealing with the aftermath of the situation. There is a sense of relief that the confrontation is over immediately, but the footage also shows officers dealing with the aftermath of the incident. This includes treating any injuries, managing the scene, and ensuring the woman is safely removed. The footage also includes interactions with bystanders and neighbors who were concerned about the unfolding events. And officers attempt to maintain a level of professionalism and minimize the impact of the incident on the community. Throughout the incident, the woman continued to resist the officer's direction and, when confronted with handcuffs, became increasingly aggressive and reckless in her attempts to avoid handcuffs. Under Maryland Penal Code Section 9408, if a person attempts to obstruct or resist a police officer who is performing his or her lawful duties, they can be charged with obstructing a police officer. Penalties for this charge can include fines and/or jail time. In many cases, this is considered a low-level crime, but penalties can be more severe if the resistance results in harm or danger. The woman was also charged with disturbing the peace. Under Maryland Penal Code Section 10-201, disturbing the peace can include obstructing the work of a police officer and may result in other penalties. This charge usually involves public disorderly conduct, not necessarily directly involving the police, but may be combined with other charges when the conduct involves resisting police during a disturbance. In this final case study, we explore a story that illustrates the complex consequences of growing up without ever hearing the word no. On January 13, 2023, in Florida, involving a car accident, a car owner in distress, and a rapidly escalating confrontation with the police. This event highlights not only the chaos that can result from an inability to cope with adversity, but also the broader implications of how parenting can shape adult behavior. The accident involved a car driven by a young man's girlfriend who was not authorized to drive the car. Upon arriving at the scene, the girlfriend, who was not directly involved in the accident but owned the car, was confronted with the sight of her own damaged car. This was the catalyst for a series of chaotic and stressful events. When the girlfriend saw the state of her car, her reaction was immediate and intense. She began to scream in anguish, her emotions running high as she confronted the reality of the damage. That her screams were not just an expression of frustration, they were a violent outburst of anger and helplessness.
Driving erratically, almost hitting multiple other vehicles. Luckily, it wasn't too difficult for the cops to catch the driver.
My name's Officer Solomon with the House Police Department, okay? The reason I'm making contact with you is because we got a call in that you're intoxicated driving, okay? So I don't know why you think you're above the law because who you're dating. You're gonna get out of the car, I'm gonna have to pull you out. Okay, we're not playing a game like you did with the other officers, okay? You're gonna get out of the...
The distress was compounded by the presence of police officers attempting to control the scene. The girlfriend's behavior quickly became the focus of the officers' attention. She was not only upset, she was also extremely agitated, repeatedly shouting about her car, her boyfriend, and even the police. The situation quickly escalated as the girlfriend's outburst became louder and more disruptive. She accused the police of misconduct, called them derogatory names, and expressed doubt about their intentions. This type of reaction, stemming from a sense of injustice and personal insecurity, was not limited to the car. It was also a reflection of a deeper issue, her inability to handle situations where she felt helpless or wronged.
Hey, no. Yeah, he told me. What?
I don't know why he would say that. Go ahead and get
He
up.
said he f***ed you.
I don't know why he would
As
say
a
that.
subordinate. Okay, let's go. Jasmine.
Hey, get up.
No, he told me.
Get up. Get in there.
He told... Get up. I will you will not. Get in there.
That's enough.
Stop.
That's enough. Now knock it off.
The officers, faced with an extremely agitated and uncooperative individual, resorted to violent means to control the situation. This included physically forcing her to the ground and eventually arresting her. The woman's complaints of mistreatment were recorded, but in the officer's view, their actions were a response to her continued defiance and chaotic behavior. The young Karen was eventually arrested for resisting police. Her behavior at the scene, characterized by loud shouting and physical resistance, led to charges that reflected her inability to control the situation calmly. Her arrest was the culmination of an escalating conflict, which stemmed from her deep emotional distress and inability to cope with the immediate crisis. In Florida statutes 843.01, obstructing or failing to obey a police officer is the primary provision that defines the crime of obstructing or failing to obey a police officer. Under this provision, any person who obstructs or fails to obey a lawful order of a police officer while the police officer is performing his or her official duties may be subject to criminal prosecution. This includes resisting, obstructing, or refusing to obey a lawful order of a police officer. Karen's continued yelling and resistance put her in violation of this law. This has led to her facing several serious legal charges. If you have any stories or experiences about neighborhood conflict and how it was resolved, we would love to hear from you. Share your story and join the conversation. Remember to like and subscribe to be one of the first to receive news.